Bonjour class! How we doing, French 1? This is it, the final push. We only have this week and next week to go, so let's finish strong by reviewing and learning some verbs. Because without verbs, you wouldn't be able to do anything. Get it? Okay then, let's get started. If you want to look up in your textbook the regular ER verbs that we learned a while back, feel free, but I am going to cover everything in this flip chart, so you really don't even need your textbook for this week's lesson because everything will be here and on Google Classroom. First thing I want to start with are these different subject pronouns. By now you know them pretty well. Je means I. Tu is you, one person who's my friend. Il and elle, he and she. Nous is we. Vous is all y'all because usually it is plural, but it could also be vous formal, like when you're talking to your boss or your grandmother's friend and you want to have extra good manners. You use vous to say you. And then il and elle means they, whether it's a group of guys, il, or a group of girls, elle. So these are the subject pronouns that start off most sentences. And each subject pronoun has its own special verb conjugation. Now, we learned this before. We do this in English. We say, I am, you are, he is. We change the verb depending on what the subject is. And they do the same thing in French. Sometimes the change is very subtle. You don't really notice it that much. You notice it when you spell it because the letters are spelled differently, the words are spelled differently, but when you say it, you don't always hear the difference. For example, if we take a look at one of the early verbs we learned, parler. Parler means to talk or to speak. Je parle français. I speak French. Tu parles français. You do too, believe it or not. Here are the examples of how to conjugate parler. And I got to move myself over just a little bit so I'm not blocking. There we go. Nous parlons. Je parle. Tu parles. Il parle. Elle parle. Nous parlons. Vous parlez. Il parle. Elle parle. What we learned earlier this year is when you are conjugating a verb in French, to change the conjugation to match the subject pronoun, you drop the ending. So since this is called an ER verb, you drop the ER, and then you add the endings that correspond with the correct subject. So the ending for je is E. The ending for tu is ES. The ending for il and elle is E. For nous, it's ONS. For vous, we remember this is always easy. And for il and elle plural, it's ENT. And those regular ER verbs cover probably about 80% of the verbs that even exist in the whole language. So you can do a lot with these different endings. So I've given you some practice. First bit of practice. Oh, I lied. I forgot about manger. Manger does have a little trick to it. Do you guys remember learning this one? Let's take a look. Manger means to eat. Je mange. Tu manges. Il mange. Elle mange. The endings are the same. E, ES, E. But then when we get over here, I'll move myself out of the way, nous mangeons. Notice that we keep the E. Before, if we scroll back up quick to parler, you'll see it's just ONS, easy, ENT. However, with a verb like manger that ends with a GER, you have to keep the E. That's just for pronunciation because the G by itself is a G sound. So nous mangeons just doesn't sound right. It's nous mangeons. That E makes it able to be pronounced with a soft G. So that is a special trick to remember for manger. Can you think of any other verbs that end with a GER? Voyager. Remember voyager? Ranger. Je dois ranger ma chambre. I think we've learned that one. There are several. When you have the GER, it's nous mangeons. But for vous, it's just back to easy, and il and elle, ENT. There's a song that goes with the regular ER verbs. Do you remember? E-E-S-E-O-N-S, easy, E-N-T. So if you can sing that and remember how to change the endings with ER verbs, you're 80% of the way there. I tell you, Most of the verbs in the French language are ER verbs. Now here's the practice that I promised. So what you want to do is take a look at each of these regular ER verbs and fill in the verb conjugation. The first one I gave you the stem, you just have to write the endings. For the rest of them, just write the whole verb, cross off that ER, and then change the endings to what they need to be. And then you can practice conjugating your verbs with ER. And today we're going to learn 2 more regular verbs. So this covers the rest of the verbs in the French language, except for some of the irregular ones. You guys already remember avoir, être, faire. We've done those. Let's talk now about, there's more practice for ER verbs. Let's talk about IR verbs. Starting with finir. You can probably guess just from looking at it. I'm going to go right here in the middle. Hi. Finir looks kind of like the English word finish, and that's what it means. Finir is to finish, like je finis mes devoirs, I'm finishing my homework, or nous finissons l'année scolaire, we're finishing the school year. So here is the conjugation. Pay attention to the endings of each different conjugation. Je finis, tu finis, il finit, elle finit, nous finissons, vous finissez, ils finissent, elles finissent. Okay, what are you seeing there? Because it's called an IR verb, that means that we cross off the IR. That's the ending, so we get rid of it. And then we're left with fin, F-I-N, which is what you see at the end of French movies when it's the end, because the movie is finished. When you then conjugate this verb, you're adding these endings, is, is, it. So kind of nice that je and tu are the same ending, and then il and elle, it's not that different, just an it. When we get over here to the plural side, that's where it gets a little different, because notice all these extra letters. Nous finissons, vous finissez, and ils finissent. Crazy. But all it really is an extra ISS. All you do is add the ISS and then ONS. We already knew that from the last verb. ISS, vous is always easy. ISS, ENT. So it's not that different from what we learned before. Just add this in. And if we were in class, this is what I would say. If you don't learn your regular IR verbs, I'm sending you to ISS. I'm not really, but I just like to say that to help you remember. Okay, that's how you do a regular IR verb, and there are quite a few of them. Here are some examples. Oops, went too fast. Some examples of IR verbs include choisir, to choose, grossir, to gain weight, réussir, to succeed or to pass, which is what we're all doing at the end of this semester. Maigrir is to lose weight. So I've given you those verbs to practice, and it's the same thing as up above. Take a look at the verb itself, cross off the ending, add the correct endings, conjugate the verb for each different subject. Here's some more practice with IR verbs. Fill in the blank with the correct form of each of the different verbs. All right, you guys, there's one more style of verb that we're going to learn about, and those are RE verbs. So vendre is an RE verb. It means to sell. Je vends mon vélo. I'm selling my bike because I don't need it anymore. Or ils vendent quelque chose à eBay parce qu'ils créent des choses et ils les vendent. And I didn't have a song for the last one except for the whole ISS thing, but I do have something to help you remember your RE verbs. So listen up. Here we go. Do you hear it? Oh yeah. SS nothing. ONS easy. ENT. SS nothing. ONS easy. ENT. All right, stop. Conjugate and listen. I'm going to teach you all a new conjugation. Something that'll make you say, yay, you're going to learn to conjugate the RE way. Love it or leave it, you better make way. You better learn the right conjugation today. If there was a problem, yo, I'd solve it. Check out the verb while my DJ revolves it. SS nothing. O-N-S-easy, S, nothing. O-N-S-easy, All right, Vendre. It's an R-E verb, the coolest conjugation that you ever heard. Je vends, tu vends, il vend tu. Now here is the rest I'm going to teach it to you. Nous vendons and vous vendez. Il, elle vend is the R-E way. If there was a problem, yo, I'd solve it. Check out the verb while my DJ revolves it. S, nothing. O-N-S-easy, S, nothing. O-N-S-easy, S, nothing. O-N-S-easy, S, nothing. O-N-S-easy, Yo, we out of here. Word to your mare. S, nothing. Oh yeah, S, nothing. Are you going to remember it? Woo! Regular R-E verbs. Let's take a look at some others besides vendre. We have perdre, which means to lose. Répondre, to respond, to answer. Attendre, to wait. And rendre visite, to pay a visit to someone. Careful with rendre visite because it does have two words, and both of them are technically verbs, but in this case, the only one you conjugate is this, rendre. Just leave visite as it is. Tag it on to the end. Je rends visite, tu rends visite, il rend visite. It doesn't change though, because when two verbs go walking, the first one does the talking. So rendre visite, that's how that goes. Fill these in with your brand new endings. S, nothing, O-N-S-easy, And then check out the extra practice right here. Just the same thing as up above, woo, where you are filling in the blank with the correct form of the verb. Seems like a lot, but I hope it goes pretty quickly for you because there's a lot of repetition. And the more you repeat these verb conjugations, the more you will remember them. This will get you prepared for French 2. French 2 next year. Are you guys ready? Super excited for that. So I hope you have a great rest of the week learning these verbs. Practice the little songs, memorize those endings, and we're going to finish strong for 2020. À bientôt et au revoir.